Now when you get here to routing, you're given a compressor and an EQ. I suggest use this on your master output. That means that your signals will probably all go through this compressor and EQ. This way you get your master output, or use it just mainly for your drums if you want to. But I prefer to use them pretty much for the overall level. So I got a decent compression going on here. As you can see here, we've got our attack, a release, a threshold, and a ratio, and of course our gain. So we can gain up the sound a little bit more. As you can see, I have a plus 3 dB here. So just move the cursor there, and we can increase the dB level output, see? So sometimes it gives you more output. That'll give you more output overall. So I may want to do that to get a much more punchier sound out of the system from doing rap or using dance music. I will run the drums through the compressor and the EQ. So I get a much more pumping, bottom-endy sound on the kick drum, and I may want to have it for the overall bottom sound, of course. And it's really good for that purpose. I'll also use the EQ as well. I'll pick the frequency I want to use. As you can see right here, we have our low frequency, we have our low gain, so we can boost the low level up. So we go to this level here, well, now we want to gain that level. We want to increase the gain to that particular frequency. So I'm at 400 hertz, and I increase it by 4 dB, by 6 dB. Next we have our high frequency. So I pick my high frequency. Here we have a 2K, and I can increase that by 4 dB. So I go to here now. No matter where I move it, it's still going to be 4 dB. So you can only do 2 frequencies at once, just 2 bands. So you can only use a low freak and a high freak. It's pretty limited. And this is the overall level output of the EQ. Now again, you'll see here that it's showing us that the compressor reverb send level is 127. And our compressor output assign is assigned to the MF effect 1, which you saw earlier in the routing. See? Compressor, MF effect 1, and here's the output level to the reverb, 127. So it's important to be aware of where you are in the mix, but particularly in the routing, you've got to know where your outputs are heading, what parts are going where, for example. And when you're doing this, I say, for example, I go back into the part here. We'll go to a new part. And here we are, and we're going to go to part number 10. And this is a new assignment. So you see what happened here? This moved down to here, and we have an output of our part 10, which is dry, which is going right to the mix. So I'll go down here, you'll see, and I'll turn 10 on. And I'll press play. So you see the kick has no reverb, but the snare does. And what I can do here is I can now go to, say, part number 11. Slight reverb on right there like that. A little slight reverb, real slight. You get an idea of what's going on here. So we can add effects to the sounds as we hear them back. Now, here in part 12, I'm going to go to part 12 right now. A little dry sound. Add a little enhancer to it. So right now I have the MF effects is 2, and I have an enhancer there. I want to enhance this hi-hat a little bit more. Give it more of that kind of like feel where it's right in the track. Before, without it, I'll go back to dry again. See? Nothing really happening here. That's MFX 1. Here's dry. I'm going to use MFX 2 for that purpose. I go to 13, turn 13. Now, I'm going to go to 13 now with the cursor up.